friends, welcome back to another video. This is going to be our new series where we're going to break down all 11 countries throughout the World Showcase. So we're going to go ahead and start the right way in Canada and teach you how to go around. Let's get in. So as we're making our way into Canada, our first stop is going to be the refreshment port. Now this is technically right outside of Canada, but it does serve some traditional poutine that's delicious, so I figured I would mention it.
Right now, unfortunately, they only offer the traditional poutine, which is here year-round, but during each festival, they usually offer different kinds of poutine as well as the traditional poutine. So if you're here for a festival, check out the refreshment port here as well, because it's technically included in all the booths.
And right outside the refreshment port is where we're gonna find Critter Crossing. So let's see how many paw prints we can find. Right here, starting off, I do see a red fox. Right next to that one, we have a snowshoe hare. We also have an American mink. Okay, there were a couple more, but I didn't want to interrupt people. But we also have where you can touch the heart of each animal to hear the sounds of the Canada's wildlife. So let's start with the bear. Oh, we have an eagle. Oh, it's not working. We have a wolf and an owl. Yep. Well, that's the best you're gonna get. We'll have Kyle reenact it for you.
I can't do the other three. I can do an eagle.
Let me see an eagle. Let me see a wolf. I think that might be the bear. Do the bear.
More of a wolf. Let me channel my inner wolf.
Okay, and if you walk through the trail of the Critter Crossing, it will lead you to the DVC booth. So if that's something you're interested in, that's where you can find it. Alright, we have a beautiful statue of these bears. One thing about Canada is the landscape and the scenery is stunning. So let's go check it out. Canada only has one attraction, which happens to be Canada Far and Wide. So let's head in and go check it out.
You rebooted, right? We'll walk down and we'll walk back up. No, don't.
The Canada Pavilion is designed to remind guests of the Canadian outdoors. This includes a canyon, a waterfall, gardens, and a pool of fountains, and the totem pole. So we are going to check all of that out. But first, let's start here in Victoria Gardens. So one of the highlights of visiting the Canada's Pavilion in Epcot's World Showcase is strolling through the gardens, which are found near the front of the pavilion. The gardens are meant to represent Huge Art Gardens outside of Victoria, British Columbia. And they feature a small pond, quaint cabin, and beautiful flowers. So let's go check it all out. Okay, so as you can see as we stroll throughout the Victoria Gardens, it is absolutely beautiful. This is going to be the pond that I was telling you about. And over here is where we have our quaint little cabin off in the distance. So it is so beautiful. I highly recommend checking it out. I could honestly spend all day here. I know everyone's seen Mexico, but I could definitely always start in Canada and be satisfied. Okay, so as we make our way back to watch Canada Far and Wide, we are actually going to make a little pit stop at the main restaurant here in Canada, which is Le Cellier.
Okay, so compared to other countries here in the World Showcase, Canada has a kind of limited options for dining, but Le Cellier is actually the signature dining restaurant in the Canada Pavilion and is one of the most popular dining locations to enjoy an amazing steak. And this dining location serves both lunch and dinner.
Alright, here's a quick look of the offerings, where they also have the Canadian cheddar cheese soup that everybody loves, along with that pretzel bread. Alright, to the left of Le Cellier is where you're going to find Canada Far and Wide. Let's take a stroll. Now, if you continue along this path towards Canada Far and Wide is where you're going to find a breathtaking view. Definitely going to want to continue walking through the gardens to the back of the pavilion, where you're going to find a 30-foot waterfall as well as some mountains that are going to represent Canada's Rocky Mountains.
The Maple Leaf Mine, the theater shows Canada Far and Wide in Circle Vision 360. Canada Far and Wide is a 12-minute Circle Vision 360 presentation, meaning the screen wraps around the entire theater. It's filmed in new scenes, a new musical score by Canadian composer Andrew Lockington, a new narration by award-winning actors Catherine O'Hara and Eugene Levy. The theater is a standing room only, but is accessible to those using a wheelchair and other mobility devices, and Canada Far and Wide does have a hearing and visual disability services for those who need them.
Towns and traditions, as well as some of the most musical Canadian accents you'll find anywhere in the country.
Just west of the Atlantic in central Canada, you'll hear lots of French accents because French is an official language spoken. Cultural heritage with stunning architecture. And it's the second largest.
Really spectacular. That's true.
It does in fact have a KidCot location, which you'll learn that not every country does. But not only is this a fun, family-friendly activity that you can do, it'll keep the kids interested as you're walking around all of the countries while mom and dad have a little bit of fun and try all the good drinks and snacks. But it is also educational, so not only will the kids learn something new, but I bet you will too. So let's go check it out. You'll be able to find the KidCot locations based on these fun little signs. So this one happens to be on the outside of Canada Far and Wide. So once you leave the show, you'll be able to find it. Okay, so when you go to each KidCot location, you'll get one of these fun little cards that come with a sticker, a little drawing, like this one says, hello, bonjour, with a cute little bear. You'll learn that the capital city in Canada is Ottawa, and you'll learn so much more in each country. So make sure you pick them up. Now, this is a completely fun and free souvenir with also a little drawing on the back. This one is so cute with Goofy. All right, now I'm getting a little munchy, so we're gonna head back to the Victoria Gardens to go get a little sweet treat you can only find here in Canada. All right, now to the left of the Canada Far and Wide sign, you're gonna find the maple popcorn. This is a delicious $7 little treat. If you love caramel popcorn, this is 10 times better. Let's go get a try. So the maple popcorn will cost you $7 for one, but they do also work for the refills. If you have your popcorn bucket, it'll be $2.25. Okay, so now with that $7 price tag, it is kind of hefty, but you do get a good amount of popcorn. Definitely plenty to share, so go ahead and give it a try.
And I didn't know this until I just walked up right now, but if you have a popcorn bucket,
I just told him. Isn't that so cool that it works?
Yep. And we're doing this right after Christmas time, at the time of recording. They still have the big Mickey like spinning Christmas popcorn bucket available at this location. Amazing.
Isn't it better than caramel popcorn?
I love this. I'd rather get this popcorn than the caramel popcorn in Germany.
Okay, while we're enjoying our popcorn, I did just want to note that unfortunately Canada does have no character meet and greets, but there's still plenty to do, as you can see. Okay, across from the popcorn stand, they do have a little outside vendor for merch that has some really fun Canadian merch. This one is really cool because it's got the World Showcase on it. Got some hats and gloves in case you get a little chilly. And they do also have a French word of the day, so sparkling. Kyle, can you say that?
Element. I think that's it.
They do have so much really cute merch though, including these fun little stuffies. They have an ornament, and they do have an Epcot World Showcase passport. So if you're doing the KidCot, that would be a fun way to store them. All right, let's make our way upstairs and see what else we can find. Okay, here's an example of one of those fun totems. This one represents the eagle and the beaver. We have some sad news. Unfortunately, there is more to explore that is beyond this gate, so we will have to update you. So we will get some more information and update you on why this is closed and when it should remain open. Okay, we do have some unfortunate news. We did not realize there was some construction going on here in Canada, so that is very upsetting.
Okay, so see this little face right here? That's how I feel about this being closed. Not happy.
Okay, over here we have the tail of the whale. There are actually two shopping options here in the Canada Pavilion. We have the Northwest Mercantile Store as well as the Trading Post. They both carry apparel, accessories, food, pins, toys, and plushies. Guests can also find unique items such as NHL jerseys, lumberjack shirts, maple foot babies, folk art, and of course, maple syrup. Let's go check it out. Okay, so right now we do still have some of the holiday merch out. So we have some ornaments and other decor for the Christmas and holiday season. But we do still have some Canadian merch. Now, I love that you can find just some regular Canadian merch, but you can also find some that has a little bit of Disney and mixed into it. So I think that's really fun. We have more of those fun little plushies with the animals that we can find here in Canada. Here's a fun little pin to represent. Here's a cute little pin to represent Canada. We got Mickey on there. And like we were saying, you can find plenty of Canadian treats and goodies, as well as a good bottle of maple syrup. Something fun that we decided to add to this little adventure around the world showcase is we are going to collect all of the pressed pennies. So this one is $1 each, or you can get all 8 of them for $5. So
we're going to get all 8. I seen one of these in the parks the other day, and I had no idea what it was. And now that I see it on top of the pressed penny machine, it makes sense that it's an actual pressed penny holder. I seen a 2025 one, and I was so confused. I thought it was a wallet, but no. I mean, it is a wallet of some sort because a penny is money, and this holds money because penny's money. But pressed penny holder.
okay, now the two stores do kind of combine in the middle, so now we are entering the Trading Post. Alright, so at the end of the Trading Post, you can find
more maple syrup.
More maple syrup! And no trip to Canada is complete without a drink from the bar, so you can get a drink here in the Trading Post. Now, right outside of the Trading Post, if you look up at the gigantic totem pole and you look all the way up, you can find a hidden Mickey right there underneath his wing. And of course, you cannot forget about the fun photo ops. Okay, we are approaching the end of our journey here in Canada, but we cannot forget about the mill stage over here. Now, this is going to be your final stop in the Canada Pavilion. Sometimes you can find some great entertainment going on over here, but other times it's used for just some shade and a nice seat. Alrighty friends, so that's gonna wrap up the first part of our series. So every month we're gonna release a new country. So January is gonna be Canada, and then next month we'll see you back in the UK. But we have some exciting news. We hit 3,000 subscribers.
So thank you guys so much for joining the channel and coming and watching like everything that we do. Like we couldn't do this without your guys' support.
So if you guys like this video, give us a like,
comment,
and subscribe.
Make sure you hit that bell notification button.
And we'll see you in the next one. Love you, bye.